a heart that loves is never old. Right? So we all know you, and we all know the love that you have for each one of us. We all know the aspirations that you have for yourself and the good wishes that you have for each one of us. So that disqualifies you from calling yourself as an old man, right? So that is disqualified. That statement is disqualified. Right? So it is just a number, right? So age has got nothing to do with or the old age or young age has got nothing to do with our biological. It has to do with the age of the heart, right? So you are sweet 16 for all of us. Right? So anyways, let's get started. And this is part 3, if I'm not mistaken. Is that true? Is that correct?
Yes, it is part 3.
Super. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So can one of you tell me what did we cover in the first 2 parts? A difficult question.
I was
Yes, Prakriti.
I was not there in the second session, but I can surely talk about the first one.
Okay.
So first one, I think the highlight was that activity we did in which we had to draw as many dots as we can in 60 seconds, and we had to guess basically. And then a couple of more activities on 5 people we think are successful and 5 people we think could have made it better, and why we think that way.
Difference
Apart
between
from that, we also talked about pain of discipline versus pain of regret, like which one do you want to choose, because that makes it easier for us to take decisions in the present, right?
Right.
And then you told us the differences between prepare and repair, and right, and then you asked us a number of questions, and you told us to write answers on our own. I mean, not to share it, but just for us to ponder upon.
Reflect
Like
upon.
sorry.
Yeah, reflect upon.
Yeah, reflect upon. And then you last one was you gave us an acronym, obviously. Then that was for dream. So something that distinguishes you, to realize your potential, energizes you, affects prevailing attitude, and M is for mobilizes you. So yeah, that was it.
Super. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you, Prakriti. So that's day 1 covered. How about day 2 or series 2 or session 2?
Shivam, Shivam is there, if you can take out your note.
Shivam, like Prakriti, is very sincere.
Sir, actually, sir, I missed the previous 2 sessions.
No worries, Shivam. No worries.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, ABN. Good evening, HT Patel, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
I
Raj.
also missed the first 2 sessions, but I tried to get them on the YouTube. So
Okay.
in the first, as Prakriti said, it was a great one. And in the second, I didn't complete the video. In the first part, we talked about mentors last
Very
time.
nice. Correct. And the importance of having mentors. And what did we cover in the second part of series 2? Can anyone share?
Sir, we discussed about agility.
That's right. Thank you. And what did we learn in agility?
Meaning of agility, which means flexibility.
And
then factors of agility, speed, flexibility, and swiftness.
that's right. So these are the 3 points that we covered: speed, flexibility, and being swift. Correct.
So then cognitive agility, we had that zoom in and zoom out concept.
So did we do activities around that?
Yes, sir, we did that 3 to 4 activities we did.
Okay. So what were those activities?
About that rubber band, paper clips, brick building.
Fantastic. Very nice. Right. So, okay, just a quick question. How many of you did not attend the last session? Because if you did not attend the last session, what I would want to do is talk about it one more time so that there is continuity in what we are learning. Otherwise, it will be slightly, what should I say? You will not find, the sequence will not be there. So it will not be as seamless as it should be. So by show of hands, can you tell me how many of you would want me to cover the second part again, the activities again? I can see 4 hands. Okay, I can see a few more hands. Okay, so majority of you would want me to do it again. No worries, I will do it again. So are you ready with the paper and pen? I hope all of you have a paper and pen with you. Say yes or no.
Yes.
Sir,
Super. Yes.
sir, I would, sir, recommend that, sir, not going very deep because, sir, we can watch that in YouTube also. That's why.
Okay. Okay. So we
I
will not
agree
go in.
with Shivam.
Okay. So I also like that. So we will not go in depth, but I'll just give you a high level overview. If you're ready with your paper and pen, let me share with you a couple of activities. Some of you may have done it before, but I would again encourage you to do it just to understand from a mindset point of view. So are you all ready with the paper and pen? You will not be able to do it on your mobile phone. So for this activity, you need a paper and a pen. So if you are ready with the paper and pen, just say yes, so I can move to the next point or the next slide.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Great. So only 2 yeses out of 18, that gives us 10% of success ratio. For sales, 10% is a wonderful ratio because you never get more than 10% of whatever you try to do anyways, right? So thank you for that. On your screen are 9 dots, and I want you to connect these dots using 4 straight lines, only 4 straight lines. And I'm giving you 60 seconds to do it. And if you have done it before, I want you to share with us the learning out of it. And your 60 seconds to do this activity starts now. Okay, so 60 seconds done. Were you able to get the answer? If yes, wonderful. If no, let me tell you why we were not able to do it, because we got stuck in the limitations of the dots and the boundaries that they create. We did not go beyond these dots. And life is all about going beyond. So when we talk about being agile, I need to be swift and flexible and adapt to change with speed. I cannot hope that the status quo is going to remain and what brought me here will take me further. Please understand, we need to stretch ourselves. So for those of you who tried, let me show it to you how you could do this. You need to stretch beyond that point. And then look at the paper that you had. Look at most of us who are doing this for the first time, including me, we generally, majority of us stop at that mental block. So I need to do that extra. We need to go beyond the obvious. We need to go beyond the call of duty. That is line 1. Now, line 2 becomes that much more easier for us to draw. Again, you see, I need to go beyond line 3. Bye, beta. And you have line 4. Ji beta. Line 4. So line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4. Now my question is, what is this extra that you have done in the last 168 hours since the time we met, same time last Saturday? So we have got 168 hours. A week is made up of 168 hours. The question that I want to ask you is, what is that extra you have done? If you had a mentor would connect with you and ask you that tough question, what are you doing with your time? Yeah, so think about the extra. While I may know this, there is no dearth of knowledge on this call. The knowledge may be overflowing. But the question is, am I doing all that I possibly can? And please remember, the gap between knowing and doing, it can only be bridged with discipline, nothing else. So if you understood the concept of stretching, going beyond, let's do one more activity. Here you have got 12 dots. Now try connecting these 12 dots with 5 straight lines. 5 straight lines, and you are not allowed to lift your pen, and your 60 seconds to join these 12 dots with 5 straight lines starts now. So that's 60 seconds. Did you get this image? If yes, great. But many of you would not have got it. Again, the question is, did we stretch here? Or are we getting blocked by some mental limitations? Remember, limitations only exist in the mind, nowhere else. Boundaries are only there on maps. Limitations are only there in the minds. Take this down as a one-liner for the day. I'll repeat what I said. Boundaries only exists on maps. Limitations only exists in mind. If you got the flow of doing this activity, let me test it one more time, one last time. Now you have on your screen 16 dots, and you need to join these 16 dots using only 6 straight lines, and your time to join these 16 dots with 6 straight lines starts now. That's 60 seconds done. So did you get this image? If yes, great. Why are we talking about this? Because the point that I said, limitations are only there in our minds. And we everyone without exception, we need to build our learning agility. And in the session that we did last Saturday, I did talk about learning agility. Let me briefly talk about it one more time, not taking too much time, and I would request you to watch the YouTube link of the session that we did last Saturday. What is learning agility? It has two parts to it: the willingness to learn and the ability to learn. While we all have the ability to learn, I have my questions over the willingness of some of us to learn. And why do we need to learn? If you want to grow, you need to learn. If you want to earn, you need to learn. You learn first, then you earn. If you want to be a reader, if you want to be a leader, you need to be a reader today. Remember, today's reader is tomorrow's leader, and I need to learn about the future skills. So let me play a small video. I hope the network will support me. This is an amazing video. Maybe some of you may not have watched it. So watch this video and I'll ask you some questions after it. And please make notes as you watch this video.
There is something going on in the world of work today. Some kind of a evolution that's forcing organizations to think differently about what it means to be an employee or a manager, and even what it means to actually work. There are 5 trends that are causing this evolution to happen. 5 trends that are forcing organizations to challenge everything they know about work. These 5 trends are globalization, mobility, millennials and changing demographics, new behaviors, and technology. Globalization is causing the world to become like one giant city. The language that you speak, the culture that you subscribe to, the currency that you transact in, and where you are physically located are all starting to matter much less. This means that organizations can tap into talent anywhere in the world. Mobility is allowing us to stay connected to people and information anytime, anywhere, and on any device. This means that work is no longer a place you go to, it's something that you carry with you in your pocket wherever you are. Millennials are expected to comprise 50% of the workforce by 2020 and 75% of the workforce by 2025. Millennials are digital natives that expect and want to work in ways that reflect the year we live in. Most people live in 2015, but work at companies that operate like they are in 1975. Although millennials are driving enormous organizational change, it's important to remember that the future employee is anyone that is changing their behavior and mindset to adapt to the changing workforce. This means it doesn't matter if that person is 22 or 62. New behaviors are rapidly entering our organizations. For example, we are all comfortable living a more public life. We share our thoughts in blogs, post reviews on Yelp, have our entire professional history on LinkedIn, share pictures on Instagram, rant on Twitter, and engage in open conversations on Facebook. In fact, virtually every aspect of business behavior has changed, including the way we share, communicate, collaborate, teach, learn, find information, access technology, and create content. This is forcing organizations to fundamentally rethink and reimagine the way we work. Technologies such as big data, wearable devices, collaboration platforms, the Internet of Things, and cloud computing are enabling us to work in new ways while keeping us more engaged and productive. In the future of work, technology is the central nervous system of the organization that enables everything else to function. Together, these 5 trends combined with an unprecedented war for talent is forcing organizations to shift their mentality from creating a place where they assume employees need to work there to creating an environment where employees want to work there. When we think about the future of work, the organizations that can most effectively make this shift from need to want are the ones who will be able to attract and retain top talent. This means that if your organization doesn't think about and plan for the future of work, then your organization will have no future.
If organizations are not doing what we just heard, if they don't have future, what is my and your future? So I just want to take about 60 to 100 seconds and ask one of you to help us understand what this video meant for them. Anyone? The 5 trends. Can anyone share with us what were the 5 trends that you heard in the video? Except for Shivam and Vraj and Prakriti. The
Sir,
3 of
first,
you class. Answer.
there is first globalization, then mobility.
What is globalization?
Globalization like globalizing the world is a one village like that. So if any business in India, we can grow to a world level, that type.
Good, very nice, better. Sorry for putting you on a spot, but I like the way you are processing your thoughts. Very nice, keep it up. But the question is, and this question is to all 23 of us on the call, are we thinking globally? Are we reading books on globalization? Do I have a global mindset? Am I subscribing to some magazines which are global magazines? I bet 23 of us, if I give you 20 minutes, will not be able to name 23 books which talk about global trends. Do we have apps on our phone that talk about global trends? So when we talk about agility, please understand it's okay to understand it from a conceptual point of view, to have speed, to have flexibility, to have swiftness. But I need to know what the trends are happening in the world. And all of you are very, very young boys and girls. And as young boys and girls who have a brilliant, brilliant future in front of you, yes, the future is breathtaking, but where is the preparation? Right? So think about globalization. Thank you for that. Think about mobility. Are you working on your own understanding of mobility? Mobility is not just using a mobile phone and moving around. And these are conversations that I should be able to have with senior people. These are conversations that you should be able to have with senior people if you want to be employed. And in case you're employed, in case you want to grow in your life, these are conversations that we ought to do irrespective of the function we are in, the domain we are in, the location we are in, what level we work in. All these discussions need to happen. So I would encourage you to think about globalization, to think about mobility, think about how millennials are affecting the workforce, the new businesses, the new behavior, and technology. And I have made my notes is and that trigger point, that impact word is changing behaviors and changing mindsets. And whenever you talk about changing behaviors and we talk about changing mindsets, I think so agility and adaptability come together. So they are twins that is going to help us change behaviors. I will only change when I'm agile. And I'll be able to change my mindset when I'm able to adapt. Adaptability means the application of the things that I'm learning by being agile. Fantastic video. And business behaviors has also changed. I hope you are making notes. And we'll talk about the VUCA world in detail, maybe today or next Saturday, the volatile world, the uncertain world, the complex world, the ambiguous world, and how do I cope with the VUCA world? So I want to encourage you to start thinking that are you working on your few skills? What are those few skills? Your divergent thinking, your convergent thinking. Are you working on your creative thinking? Are you working on your thinking skills? and I don't know how many of you have got books on thinking skills. Remember, we'll have to think differently. The activity that we did of connecting the joints was only to help you understand that I need to think differently. The obvious is not the solution. I'll repeat what I just said. The obvious is not the solution. So when you get into workplace, when you get into work, irrespective of your domain, the organizations are expecting you to bring in a lot of creativity. You need to think differently. And something that we covered last Saturday is the concept of zoom in and zoom out. So basically, zoom out is the divergent thinking, and the zoom in is the convergent thinking. So I'm not going to go into the detail as suggested by some of you. I'll give you the tasks and would expect you to do it whenever you have the time. The tasks that was given to your colleagues and your friends last Saturday were, the first is we asked them to write down as many words as they could in 60 seconds. You may just want to take a screenshot of it and then do it whenever you have the time. That was the first activity that they had to do in 60 seconds. The second is think of a spoon and think of all the uses you can think of a spoon. And write as many uses of a spoon in 60 seconds. So that time was given to them. And the third activity that we did was think of a paperclip and think of all the uses that you can think of where you could use a paperclip, and each one of them were given 60 seconds to do that activity. Then we said, okay, think of a rubber band. And what are the various uses you can think of using a rubber band for, and write down in 60 seconds as many possible ways you could use a rubber band. And lastly, we said think of a brick and write down as many uses of a brick as possible, and check out if you can write down 15, 20, 25 uses in about 60 seconds. The challenge is we will struggle with what is called fluency. What is the fluency? The fluency word is the number of ideas that we kind of come up with rather. So there are three concepts that I'm going to share with you as we move on in this session. Number one is fluency. So for those who did this activity, I'm not asking an answer from you. I just want you to think how many unique ideas that you had, how many ideas, forget about the uniqueness. To start with, how many ideas did you come up with for a brick, for a rubber band, for a paper clip, for all? These were just general thoughts that I had, and I just put it on a presentation. You could think of a water bottle. You could think of a smiley ball. You could think of a bowl. You could think of anything. You could think of a spectacle case. So the first word that I want to share with you is fluency. Fluency is the number of ideas. The second word, did I share the second word last Saturday?
Sir, flexibility.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And what is flexibility?
The number of different categories of
relevant responses. Thank you so much. Fantastic, right? This is the advantage of writing notes. So the first is, or for all those who did not attend, for some reason, the session last Saturday, I'm just doing a repeat so that you don't miss out on that. The fluency and then the flexibility, the number of different categories. So when you're thinking of a spoon, are you only thinking about using spoon as a tool for eating or drinking? When you think of a brick, are you only thinking of brick as used in construction? So I need to look at what are the various categories. How wide can my thinking go? Remember, we need to get into that zoom out space and then zoom in. Get into that mode of divergent thinking and then come back and converge and then execute that. So the first word is fluency. The second is flexibility. The third word we saw is originality. And what is originality? Your unique ideas, your unique thoughts. Now, if we are about 22, 23 of us on the call, so if we were to do this in a face-to-face setup, and if I were to check your answers, if we were to display all the answers of all 22, 23 of us, there will be a lot of answers that are common. Only a few of us will have something different as an answer. I need to think differently. Winners don't do different things. They do things differently. So the activity that we did to start connecting the dots was, am I able to think differently? If I have those run-of-the-mill thoughts, trust me, boys and girls, we will struggle big time. Because the organizations, you just watch that video, they need all these things. Today, competition is so intense. So what's your differentiator as a product? So the innovation that you need to build in as you are suggesting some products and proposals, the originalities of your ideas, different but relevant ideas. Three things: fluency, flexibility, originality help us as far as agility is concerned, help us with that cognitive agility. Some of you were trapped into what is called the functional bias while you were doing this activity last Saturday, or when you were doing this activity of connecting the dots as we started this session, or when you do the activity that I just shared of uses of multiple products in the evening or whenever you get the time, you will notice that we get trapped into a bias. Can one of you help us understand the meaning of this particular statement on the slide? The tendency to not identify alternative uses for objects is called a bias or functional fixation. Functional fixation is a very technical term, so not get into this. Let us keep things very simple. I have that bias. So when I thought of a brick, I only thought of construction. Did I think of using brick as a decorative item? When you thought of a rubber band, many of us would have thought of rubber band to tie something or to hit someone. In school, we used to have that, I don't know what you call it. We used to stretch the rubber band back and hit our colleagues and friends, and sometimes a teacher also. When you think of a spoon, again, are we getting fixated? We need to think beyond the obvious. The status quo has to get disrupted. That is what is happening. That is what Jio did in the telecom world. That is what Tesla did in the automobile space. And there are so many examples of some people coming in with brilliant ideas, and then the entire industry is shaken up. So I would want you to be very honest with yourself and think about, am I getting into what is called a bias? Nothing wrong about it, but I cannot stay there. I need to go and stretch my thoughts around it.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, this bias is like a fixed mentality.
I would agree. Or a better word, my dear friend, would be a fixed mindset. Right?
Yes, sir.
And we need to move from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And there is this book called Mindset by Dr. Carlos. Her last name is pretty difficult to pronounce. So just Google Dr. Carlos and the book name is Mindset. Read that book that talks about how not to get into that fixed mindset and move into the growth mindset. Our surroundings, our society, our upbringing compels us, I will use that word, to have a fixed mindset. But the fixed mindset is not going to give us the growth. The growth or the culture of change will only trigger in if we are having that growth mindset. Yeah, so that's a wonderful input, fantastic input, whosoever gave it, right? So thank you for that input. So don't get into that fixation. Don't get into that bias. You need to be nimble. You need to be open for ideas. Yeah, so that was what we just saw. Is there anything else you want to add, my friend?
No, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a wonderful input. Thank you. Keep on giving this input because that's how this session becomes a learning session, right? And when we do it face to face, there are so many inputs that keep on coming, but virtual sessions are slightly difficult because I don't know how many of you are even listening to me, but that's okay. And then look at this word. This is just an amazing slide. Can one of you explain what is written there?
Sir,
G.
the flow is the state of mind where things just happen. Like when one is following his passion, then the things would just happen, and the time would not matter, the space would not matter, nothing would matter. Just the thing and me being there, that would matter.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Very good, Beta. Fantastic. Very good answer. Superb answer. Very, very nice. So my question is, are you in a flow or are you going with the flow? I'll repeat. Ask yourself a question. I will ask it myself to myself. You ask it to yourself. Are you in a flow or are you going with the flow? Going with the flow has to be avoided at all cost because then you're not thinking. It is also called herd mentality. सब कर रहे हैं तो मैं भी कर रहा हूँ या मैं भी कर रही हूँ. No, I need to be in a flow where you are working on your purpose. You are working on your passion. I believe it is your purpose that leads to your passion. And when purpose and passion meet, that leads to perseverance. And when purpose, passion, and perseverance meet, that gives you your performance. So I'll repeat the 4 P's that I said in that sequence: the purpose, the second, the passion, the third, perseverance, and the fourth is your performance. And you can look at people who work in their zone of passion, who are in that flow. They don't get tired. They don't fall sick. They are a very happy bunch of people. And they spread that passion, they spread that positivity. It rubs on to others.
AB,
But if you look at people,
may I say something?
yes, absolutely, sir.
With these 4, the next 2 you had talked about was 2I, the impact
Yes,
and influence.
impact and influence. Correct. Right. So that will lead. Thank you, sir, for adding that. That will lead to your impact and influence. And did I share that equation of impact with all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So if you know that formula, that is great. I would want you to share it with your friends, that impact is equal to E over A into T, right? So the effort that I put in the numerator, denominator is the area. The area has to be narrow. The focus has to be sharp. Like if I chase two rabbits, both will escape. And we are learning all these things to impact and to influence. In case I don't impact and influence the workplace that I'm working in, how do you think you will get growth in life? Yeah, so thank you, sir, for adding those two I. So the 4 P's and the 2 I. What were the 4 P's for those who were not there in that session? Your purpose, second, your passion, third, perseverance. Perseverance means you don't give up, you hold on. Then your performance, and once this is there, you will be able to create impact, and then that impact will be able to, you will be able to influence your stakeholders, your seniors, and that's how you move into a zone where you become a go-to player. So whenever the organization has a challenging task to assign, you and I will be the people whose name pops up in the senior management's team mind, and say that, okay, this task should be given to Shivam. This task should be given to Prakriti. This task should be given to whosoever is there. And if I have the top of the mind recall in the minds of my senior management, then you are in good space. So if you are being assigned what I call the dirty job, then you are impacting and you are influencing. In case you get just the ordinary business as usual work, then you will remain an ordinary average person, which 85 to 90% people remain, right? So I and you need to be in that flow. Without that, it's not happening. It's not happening, right? So very, very important to understand those 4 P's and those 2 I's. And then something which I don't see a lot nowadays is people being curious. Do you ask the question, what if? So when you're in an airport, do you observe? You would observe that 95% of the aircrafts are white in color. Do you check why? When you think of a coin, why is a coin round? Why can't a coin be square? Earlier, we used to have, what space is a parallelogram, 5 paisa coin. And I can give you so many. There's this book Patel Sahab had given to me, Random Curiosity. It's a great book. I'm not sure how many of you have read or are reading about curiosity. You need to be curious. Curiosity is a great way to learn and build a learning agility. And asking that question, what if? Challenge that situation. What if aircrafts were transparent? Just imagine you are flying at 35,000, 40,000 feet, and you are able to see the entire sky and all the wonderful things God has created. Wouldn't it be a spectacular sight? What if someone thought of what if, and out of that thought of what if arrived paneer. Paneer was a waste that for years, for decades, for centuries, and maybe millennials, people were throwing it. But someone thought, what if this waste could be used? That gave birth to paneer. And I'm not sure how many of you know, paneer as a food is eaten the maximum in the world. It's not any other food. Go and check it out. Which food most people eat in the world? A food item which is eaten maximum in the world is paneer. What if rotis were not round? That gave birth to a paratha. What if give birth? What if there is no antenna on the phone? Imagine all of you young boys and girls, you have a call and then you have to pull that antenna, only then you get the signals. That's the mobile phone that I started. My first mobile phone was like this, as big as this bottle. It was bigger than a cordless phone. Philips D360. What if is a great state of mind to be in, right? And a study says that children of age 3 and under, 98% of them, because of curiosity and the what if mindset, 98% of children of age 3 and under were branded as, qualified as creative genius. What happens when the children grow up? Study says that by the time they attain the age of 10, that 98% reduced to 32%. And by the time they became of your age, 18 and above, only 2% of that original 98% remained creative. And I'm putting an extra effort to kind of ignite that creativity in you, because I think so it has gone dim. And minus creativity and innovation, you will struggle to make it big in your professional life. So that is when we talk about cognitive agility. It is about thinking in a convergent way, in a divergent way, creative thinking. Basically, learn to think. That is a zoom in and the zoom out concept that we saw last Saturday. And when we
Anand,
talk about, yep.
maybe those 2%, that were left in that creative genius space were those 2% that were originally, when they were, the youngest of the lot. Maybe
Could
they
be.
felt bad and came back.
Could be. That's a good observation. That could be. It could be of any of that 100% bracket. And then those are the people you see around, and they are the people who are creating waves in the business world. Look at all the innovations that are happening at the drop of hat. Just study the startups and the ideas the startups have. I'm not sure if you study magazines which talk about startups. You should understand what are the various startups, what are they doing, what are the ideas. For example, like I'm a foodie, and most of you know me for some years. You know me. I love food and I love tea. Now I am sitting on a chair, on a table, doing my work, and during an interaction, I don't have the luxury to stand up and go to the kitchen and have something to bite. Why can't I have a floating plate? That floating plate is moving around me, and then whenever I want, I'll just put my hand onto that plate and grab a gulab jamun or grab a samosa or whatever it is, and it's there. It's not there on my table. It's just there when I want it. And this is this is not wild thinking. It is already a reality. So there was this person who thought of a drone. I said, and he thought that why can't I have a drone which is sandwiched between two plates? So a wooden plate at the base and a normal plate on the top, and between those is a drone, and it's programmed in such a way that it will be near me. I have control over it. It's flying along with me.
Whoa.
Is not, just imagine. And if you are able to ring in some of these innovations that are breakthrough innovations, what happens to your career? Definitely you don't go in a linear manner, you will grow in an exponential manner. And whenever you think of ideas, never discount an idea. That is what they say. Whenever you attend a creativity session, they will always say, never discount an idea. The idea may look stupid, weird, but most of the weird ideas of the past are innovations that me and you are enjoying today. It's like, in offices, unfortunately, people are not well mannered. Have you seen in offices, after a conference, after a meeting, how many people put the chair back where it should be? You would have watched that in a restaurant also. They finish their food, they roll back the chair, and then they just go away. Someone has to come and then put the chair back where it belongs. Have you seen that behavior?
Yes, sir.
Now there is a product that is already in the market, that if I am the, let us say, caretaker of that conference room or that restaurant, once the people have gone, I just clap twice and all the chairs are back into the place where they were. Remember, I said this earlier, find big problems and solve those big problems is one definite way of growing laterally in your life. I'll repeat, if you want to grow in your life professionally, find big problems and solve those big problems. Use technology to solve those big problems. That's what is agility and adaptability. You are embracing the future with boldness. Do you think 20 years down the line, there will be an office building? And many of you young boys and girls, how do you think recruitment will happen 10 years from now? So that's the 5 trends of globalization, mobility, millennials, new behavior, and technology that we saw in that video.
Maybe I just
But
want to add.
you know what, my dear friends, we are not thinking beyond the obvious. We get up in the morning, have the same routine, do the same thing in the afternoon, do the same thing in the evening, go to bed, next day morning, follow the same routine. And I'm just challenging you to think differently. If you have already started to go to office, try taking a different route to go to your office. Don't follow the same route to your office. Don't go through that same beaten path. Try something different. And whenever you try something different, it will give you an experience. And we learned that definition of learning agility. It is learning from new experiments and new experiences. But if I'm not experimenting, if I'm not experiencing, then where is the learning? So I know what I know today, and I knew that yesterday. But over the last 1,440 minutes, the world has changed. But I am what I was yesterday. If you want a reminder about this, my dear friends, every time you update your mobile phone, you update your mobile phone with the updated version. That's a good thing to do. But when was the last time we updated ourselves with what's happening in the industry, what's happening in the business world? So all young boys and girls who wish to do well in life, television will not take you there. Netflix will not take you there. Social media will not take you there. Gossiping will not take you there. You like it? Great. Don't like it? Someone who is burning the midnight oil is going to make it big. Yeah, so that is what we are talking about, and the adaptability part. Adaptability is pretty simple. When we talk about adaptability, what is adaptability? Adaptability is nothing but the application of those learnings. I'm applying those learnings. Where do I apply? Either in my current situation or in situations which I'm yet to face. I need to adapt. And if you follow cricket, I'm sure you would have been shocked at the way today's batsmen play test match cricket. They don't have any technique. The ball starts spinning and they don't know what to do. They are not able to adapt to different situations. If you're able to adapt to different situations, only then you will be respected, like a Sachin Tendulkar, like a Rahul Dravid, like a Virat Kohli, like a Kane Williamson, like a Steve Smith, like a Joe Root, like a Sunil Gavaskar of the past. What happens to Rohit Sharma when he goes out of India to play test match cricket? His average in India is 83. Outside of India is not even worth mentioning. So Indian batsmen struggle. They earlier used to struggle to play on bouncy wickets and seaming wickets. Today they struggle to play on spinning wickets. Look at what happened in the test match in Ahmedabad. Got over in under 2 days. And this is the quickest test match post World War II. Adaptability is so very important. I need to adapt. And I would recommend make adaptability is a part of your DNA. So as I complete this part, 2 important words I want to share with you, and I hope you will retain it. The first one is willingness, and the second is the application of the things that you have learned because you are willing to learn. And I have said this before. Pardon me for that repetition, but please remember, none of us have any challenge as far as the ability to learn is concerned. We are all blessed with that ability to learn, but we are not willing to learn. And I'm sure most of you young boys and girls on the call, you would want to improve, let us say, your English. You have the ability to improve your business communication skills. But what are you doing to improve your business communication skills? Is it a wish or is it a goal? And in one of my earlier sessions, I did share with you the difference between a goal and a desire. I'm not getting into that space. And what do you need? The third element, I think, so that brings in a culture of change in me first, is called resilience. What's resilience? Any one of you can explain?
अगर हिंदी में कहे तो गिर कर उठना.
Correct, good, fantastic. गिर के उठना और जितनी बार गिरो उतनी बार उठो. Right, so you basically bounce back. Right, so for the benefit of the others on the call, let me play a small video that will teach you resilience in the most amazing manner. Right, so watch these small, cute little children teach us what is resilience.
Morning, everyone! Who does it look like?
It looks like me.
That's right. I want you to do everything that you can to knock your toy down. first in class. Jeron, come on up, please. I'm going to give Jeron a prop, and he's going to try to knock it off the table. Ready, Jeron? Okay, children, who can tell me what it means to have resilience? Yes, Paige?
Resilience means if you make the toy fall down, it'll come back up very, very fast.
Very nice.
Wasn't that amazing? If you make the toy fall down, it will come back very, very fast.
Beautiful.
Right? So that is what Prakriti just described. Gir ke sambalna and gir gao to utho wapis. That is what this whole concept is.
It's also called
Hold on,
resilience.
Pardon?
It's called resilience.
Absolutely. That is what I just said. It is resilience. So just a minute. Let me. Once you play a video from YouTube, sometimes it just does not go back to the original slide deck.
ગુજરાતીમાં કહીએ તો સ્થિતિ સ્થાપકતા.
સ્થિતિ સ્થાપકતા. Okay, wow. Brijesh bhai, thank you. મારી ગુજરાતીમાં તમે vocabulary વધાર્યું. Fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice, Brijesh bhai. Thank you. મારી ગુજરાતી થોડી international છે, પણ હવે હું આ સ્થિતિ સ્થાપકતા
અમદાવાદીની આમે ગુજરાતી સારી હોય છે.
That is right. Right. So, તમારા screen પર slide
आई sir.
Okay, fantastic. Right. So, thank you, Brijesh bhai, for that word. So, three things that we are trying to learn. One is agility, and we are not done with the agility. We are going to talk about change agility now. So, I just introduced that concept of agility, and within agility, we understood cognitive agility. We understood adaptability and we understood resilience. ये तीन चीज का जब मिलन होता है, it gives me growth mindset. One of you gave that fantastic answer of fixed mindset. Yes, I have a fixed mindset, but I need to build a growth mindset. Once I have that growth mindset, I will be able to usher in a culture of change. Talking about change, let me talk about change agility. And we'll talk about, maybe I'll talk about professional and personal agility slightly later. Let me talk about change agility. So we'll come back to that point. Tell me, what do you think of this slide? What is the first thought that crosses your mind when you see this image?
Do smart work, not hard work.
I like that innocence with which you said, absolutely, do smart work, but not hard work. But please remember, you need to work hard and work smart. It is not or, it is and. So, आप याद रखिए.
WH plus WS.
Absolutely. WH plus WS. It is a plus. Very, very important. Thank you, Brijesh bhai. Any other thoughts when you look at this particular slide?
Or rejecting the thoughts or the possibilities.
That's right. So is Amit rejecting some thoughts that seem stupid?
Yeah.
And it does not fit into our scheme of things. If yes, then I am plagued with that fixation that I spoke about, that biasness that I spoke about.
Functional fixation here.
It is there everywhere. The minute my mind is receiving something which does not fit into my scheme of things, I say it can't be done. Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you know a product that saved Apple? What was a game-changing product for Apple?
Was it iPod?
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. That is right. An iPod saved Apple from bankruptcy. And you can check this, Apple almost filed for bankruptcy. Today, it's a different story what Apple is and where it is. But who thought of an iPod? Who designed an iPod? Not what you're thinking, not Steve Jobs. Okay, that's your homework. You can check it out whenever you get the time. Now the iPod, let us assume that I was the person who designed an iPod. Now I know that this is a product of the future. So what I do is I go to a Sony. All of you know Sony?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Sony. हाँ, याद आया. It is not in the top of the mind recall because Sony is now irrelevant as a brand. So when I designed that iPod, understood that music is going to become digital in the near future, I go to Sony and I say, Sony, music is going to be digital, and this is the product that will ensure that Sony remains relevant even 20 years down the line. This is the vehicle that will carry digital music. Sony said, hello, you teach me music. Do you know who I am? I am a Sony. Don't teach me. Okay. Then he went to Philips. Do you know the brand Philips?
Yes.
It has
Innovation
become
is life.
irrelevant. It has become irrelevant. Then he went to many other places, and then I go from one place to the other place. No one is accepting that the future will be digital. At last, I say, okay, I know of a company that is going to go down. It is planning to file for bankruptcy. Let me go and talk to Steve Jobs. And he goes and meets Steve Jobs, and the rest, as they say, is history. Are we rejecting breakthrough ideas? Think about it. Go and check it out. You know the company Adobe?
Yes.
Yes.
Who founded Adobe? 3 friends. Where were they working earlier? Hello. Business magazines, boys and girls, business magazines. You need to know. I'm giving you very simple examples. Anyways, right? So whatever has happened in the past is past. Let's not talk about it. From today, you need to start reading business magazines. These 3 friends were working for a company called Xerox, and they had this fantastic idea. They shared with the management of Xerox. They say, "Pagal ho gaya, aisa kuch nahi hoga, tu ja." You know what Adobe is today, and I can give you so many examples. But this is a very, very powerful image, and it talks to me. I hope it talks to you, and I hope it is opening up your eyes to possibilities. And companies which are open to possibilities will flourish, and companies which are not open to possibilities will be redundant, irrelevant. If you want, you can check it out earlier. If you go back 15, 20 years in timeline, a Fortune 50 company would survive 75 years. Today, a Fortune 50 company does not have a lifespan of 15 years. Why? Not open to change. And why? Because we are doing what Albert Einstein said many, many decades back. Okay, you have got 60 seconds to do something. Keep a paper and pen ready, and I'm going to show you an image, and you have got 60 seconds to tell me what you see on the slide. Your 60 seconds start now. Okay, so how many items did you write on the piece of paper? How many items were there on that slide? I'm making a note of some of your answers.
Around 7 or 8.
More
7
than
or 8 is
10.
what Amit says. Okay.
More than 8. More than 10.
More than 10 beta could be 1 lakh also, but how many more than 10?
25.
Okay, 25,
15.
15. Okay. So I gave you the same image. All of you had the same amount of time, but what do we need to do? We need to change our perspective. We need to go beyond the obvious. Again, if I show that image to you again, I'm sure you will go from 7, 8 to 17, 18. You'll go from 15 to maybe 25 and beyond. Are we looking at all the possibilities, or are we having that functional fixation even when we talk about perspectives? And let me introduce the change agility by playing this amazing video. Some of you may have watched it, but this is how we change. Some of you boys and girls would not know that earlier there was something called a typewriter. On a typewriter, there was a roll of paper, and when I had to change the line, there was a lever. I had to slap it, and then it will go to the next line, and then I start typing. So I type, tuck, type, tuck, type, tuck. And this lady that you just saw got the promotion, right? So what happened is she got upgraded from using a typewriter to a computer, and this is what happened. Think of someone who has played harmonium all his or her life, and after playing harmonium for all their life, they get a Casio. What happens? The hand goes for that, whatever you call it. So talking about change, I want to talk about two very important statements. And I would request one of you to explain what do you mean by change brings growth with an example.
Sir, there's a great line that if you do what you do presently, then you will get what you get presently. So if you want something better, you need to do something better.
Very good, beta. Fantastic. Very good. Ab example batao.
Example, like if Kodak had changed its technique, like it had gone to the digital one, then it would have grown, but it did not, and so it
So give me
died.
an example. Give me an example of change bringing growth. This is an example of not changing, bringing no growth. So give me an example of change bringing in growth. But that's a good example. I'm not discounting that example, beta. That's a great example. But that is an example of no change, no growth. But my question is, change brought in growth.
Okay, so I would talk about myself. Like in the earlier times, I didn't study effectively, so I got less marks. And I understood less. But then I changed my technique from studying to applying the knowledge, and then my understanding, my marks, everything improved. So that change in my perspective got
Very
growth.
nice. That's a very good example. Fantastic. So this is being proactive. If you're writing notes, please write down the word proactive against what is there on the slide. Give me examples of a product or a company that constantly changed and that change has brought in growth.
Reliance.
Reliance.
Correct. How do you know Reliance has grown because of change?
If I remember,
Yes.
we started with the cloth business, then went into thread yarn making, then going into its raw material, and then going into its raw material one by one.
Correct, right? So that's right, Amit. So while we did not start with textiles or cloth, we started with spices.
Okay.
So the first business of Reliance in 1958 was trading of spices. So you will see that they have constantly brought in change, and because of that change, the company has grown, and Reliance as a company has grown 32% each year, every year for the last 42 years. That's a world record. You can check it out. I'll repeat what I said. Reliance as a company has grown 32% on a compounded annualized growth rate for the last 42 years. That's change bringing in growth. Think of Bajaj Auto, change bringing in growth. Think of Apple, change bringing in growth. And there are so many examples that we can talk about. So am I in the mindset which is proactive, which says, if I change, it will ring in the growth that I'm aspiring, or am I being reactive and in that mindset which says growth now brings change, brings in growth, brings in change. Growth bringing in change is reactive. Think of Nokia. It's not that Nokia did not launch an Android platform phone. It did. But it was too late. Okay, so I have about 5 minutes with me.
That's why sir, growth is life.
वो ग्रोथ इज लाइफ का मतलब अलग होता है. वो ग्रोथ इज लाइफ का मतलब ये होता है कि मैं और आप ऑन अ डेली बेसिस अपनी कॉम्पिटेंसी ग्रो करें, अपनी कैपेबिलिटी ग्रो करें, हमारा परफॉर्मेंस ग्रो करें, खुद के लिए और किसी और के लिए, right? And that is what growth is life का मतलब है. But you are right. Okay, so let me share with you. I'm trying to draw a straight line. मेरी ड्राइंग थोड़ी इंटरनेशनल है, तो मुझे this is the best straight line I could have drawn. आप में से कुछ लोगों ने MBA किया होगा, बहुत साल पहले की ये बात है. अब ये बताइए, प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल का ग्राफ कैसा होता है?
पहले डाउनवर्ड्स नेगेटिव ग्रोथ, देन upwards, and then again downwards.
Sir,
Good attempt, बेटा, thank you for that. प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल का ग्रोथ एक बेल कर्व होता है.
establishment, then growth, then maturity, and then decline.
Correct, very good. Right, so
But
it
sir,
has 4 stages.
beginning
First,
stage
second,
नेगेटिव रिटर्न्स होते हैं ना.
रिटर्न की बात नहीं कर रहा बेटा, मैं एक प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल की बात कर, इसलिए यहाँ पर मैंने थोड़ा आगे से निकाला ना, इस पे यहाँ से निकाला है. So वो रिटर्न की नहीं बात कर रहा. First stage is called the stage of incubation. Second stage is called the stage of growth. Third stage is called the stage of consolidation. And the third stage is called, or the fourth stage is the stage of decline. Now, in the next 3 or 4 minutes, फटाफट बताओ कुछ इंडस्ट्री जो स्टेज 1 पर है, या कुछ कंपनी जो स्टेज 1 पर है, या कोई टेक्नोलॉजी जो स्टेज 1 पर है, अभी नेसेंट स्टेज पर है.
Anand,
EVs.
that is
EVs would be stage 1. Okay. EV कितने टाइप की होती है? आप में से जिसने भी EV आंसर बताया, फैंटास्टिक. सेकंड क्वेश्चन, EV कितने टाइप की होती है? 3 टाइप की होती है EVs.
Okay.
फर्स्ट, सेकंड एंड थर्ड, कौन कौन से टाइप की EV होती है?
all electric vehicles, battery
Put it
electric vehicles, and fuel cell electric vehicles.
I'm talking to the next generation of leaders, and I'm feeling sad that the next generation of leaders don't read. Anyways, don't have time to talk about it. मुझे next
Sir,
Saturday.
can I give one example for first stage?
आप बताइए, बिल्कुल बताइए, बट बिफोर आप
Sir,
बताइए, मेरा होमवर्क आप सबके लिए है कि आप मुझे नेक्स्ट सैटरडे को 3 टाइप्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हीकल्स बताएंगे. Yes, sorry, आपका एग्जांपल.
There is search going on for the flying car. It is in the nascent stage.
Okay, good. So we can talk about autonomous vehicles. They are also called AVs. Okay.
Yes.
Good. That's a very good answer. Thank you for that answer. Okay. What else?
Drone delivery by drone.
Drone delivery. So let us talk about drone delivery. Okay.
AI.
What is
Bullet
AI?
train.
AI क्या होता है?
Artificial intelligence.
होता क्या है? How is AI different from ML?
What is
Hello.
ML is basically like it's a relearning process wherein like the system improvises.
आपको इंटरव्यू में अगर ये क्वेश्चन पूछा जाएगा, अगर ऐसा आंसर दोगे तो क्या होगा आपका? You know what? On a funny note, machines are learning and humans have stopped learning. Okay, anyways, right? So don't have the time to go into details. Maybe इसके ऊपर हम डिटेल में चर्चा करेंगे next Saturday, sorry. So stage 1, okay, agreed. Stage 2 बताइए कौन सी कंपनीज ग्रोथ पे है? फटाफट, अपने पास 2 मिनट का टाइम है. जियो स्टेज 1 पे होगा. अभी तो जियो तो अभी छोटा बच्चा है.
I think Tesla,
Amit, will be stage 1.
Zomato, Swiggy.
Stage 1. Tomato, Swiggy कौन से कैटेगरी ऑफ बिजनेस में आएगा?
Food delivery.
Food and beverage.
मैंने इंडस्ट्री कैटेगरी नहीं पूछा. जैसे ओला एंड उबर कौन से बिजनेस कैटेगरी में आता है?
Startups, no?
No. वो
Transportation.
that category is called ride sharing. मुझे आप लोग के लिए हो सकता है एक बिजनेस एक्यूमेन कैसे बिल्ड करे उसके ऊपर एक सेशन प्लान करना पड़ेगा. करेंगे. आई विल हेल्प यू एज मच एज आई पॉसिबली कैन. ये सब कॉलेज को करना चाहिए, बट कॉलेज कुछ करती नहीं है. दैट इज अ सैड पार्ट, बट आई कैन नॉट गो एंड चेंज द कॉलेज. बट मेरा प्रॉमिस है आप में से जिन लोगों को सीखना है, आई विल डू एवरीथिंग to help you learn so that you grow and then you succeed in life. Because without knowledge, it is not possible to succeed. Not possible to succeed in today's time. Right? Anyways, because we don't have time. So stage 1 पे change करना चाहिए, stage 2 पे change करना चाहिए, stage 3 पे change करना चाहिए, stage 4 पे change करना चाहिए. Remember, हम वो 2 statement देख रहे हैं. Change brings growth and growth brings change. Proactive होके अगर मुझे change करना है तो मुझे एक चेंज प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करना है. तो व्हाट इज द बेस्ट टाइम टू स्टार्ट द चेंज? स्टेज 1, 2, 3, 4. कब चेंज करना चाहिए?
3 बेसिकली 3 से थोड़ा पहले. 3 से पहले
थोड़ा सा पहले, राइट? 3 पे अगर आप करेंगे तो आपका नेचुरल मोमेंटम आपको नीचे लेके जा रहा है. 4 पे वेस्पा ने चेंज किया. 4 पे नोकिया ने चेंज किया. अगर आप चेंज की बात करो, चेंज आप इस पीरियड में करेंगे. मतलब आप सेकंड स्टेज पे एंटर कर चुके हो, सेकंड स्टेज के सेकंड और थर्ड स्टेज के बीच में हो, इस स्टेज के ऊपर आप एक नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करेंगे एंड देन जब ग्रोथ इज लाइफ की बात करते हैं तो एक स्टेज पे आके आप एक नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करोगे, देन उस स्टेज पे आके आप एक नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करोगे, उस स्टेज पे आके आप एक नया प्रोडक्ट, दैट इज व्हाट चेंज ब्रिंग्स ग्रोथ। स्टेज 1 पे भी बहुत सारी कंपनीज ने चेंज किया, बट द मार्केट वाज नॉट रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट दैट चेंज एंड दैट प्रोडक्ट फेल्ड। फॉर एग्जांपल हीरो होंडा स्ट्रीट STREET, आप गूगल करके उसका इमेज चेक करना। हीरो होंडा स्ट्रीट वाज द फर्स्ट मोबाइक इन इंडिया टू बी लॉन्च्ड विदाउट द clutch lever, and we Indians were graduating from a scooter to a moped and from a moped to a motorbike, and scooter में आपके पास एक क्लच का वो लेवर होता है, उसको आप प्रेस करते हो तो आपका गियर चेंज होता है। Now suddenly, because पूरी जिंदगी भर मैंने वो स्कूटर चलाया, now there is no lever, so the Indian consumer could not understand what it was and it failed miserably. हीरो होंडा का एक प्रोडक्ट था स्ट्रीट, जाके चेक करिएगा। स्टेज 2 और स्टेज 3 के बीच में आप जब हैं, that's a good time to change, and when you change, that will bring you growth. And some companies did not do it. BlackBerry, Kodak, Nokia, Blockbuster Video, Micromax, and many more. They did not understand the impact of the VUCA world, the volatile world, the uncertain world, the complex world, the ambiguous world. When we meet again next Saturday, I will talk more about the change curve. We'll talk about the 4 stages of the change curve, and we will talk about the VUCA world and what is the strategy that I and you can adopt to stay relevant in this VUCA world. And I would expect you, at least one of you, to give me an answer. What are the 3 types of electric vehicles? If all young boys and girls, if you don't know, I'm speaking your language. I'm not talking about scooters and Lambretta and taxis of the past. I'm talking about your age items, and please start reading books. I would expect at least some of you in the next 168 hours, starting now, and when we meet sharp at 6:30 next Saturday, to have read some business magazines. Remember, if you are not reading, then don't blame anyone for lack of growth or no growth in that in life.